Surprise! Jim's back. Yeah, we're back here at Extreme Booters HQ. Thought it was about time I took the leap back onto the old YouTube. I'm sure no one is pleased about that. But yeah, I know I've done this kind of video quite a lot over the last couple of months, saying, yeah, I'm going to be back, I'm going to do more videos. But it's been absolute mayhem here, to be completely honest. I've simply not had time or the inclination really to do YouTube again. But you know, I fancy doing it again. I fancy giving it a try again. I fancy spending some time telling you guys how to make money online. I fancy getting out there again. It can be difficult, even though it's just me talking to a camera. It can be quite difficult to do for some people, especially for me. I do struggle with anxieties and various other things, but that's another story. That's not what we're here for. Obviously, on this channel, we're here for reselling and making money online. So let's do this.
That's a direct order. Do it now.
So it's been a couple of months. I did a video where I was getting quite demotivated with reselling and losing some of my motivation to not only to do YouTube but to also do reselling, which is effectively my full-time job. So without it, I would have had to have got back out there into the real world and got a proper job. But I've fully got my mojo back now with reselling. Things are going incredibly well. I'll give you a brief update shortly, but yeah, things are going really well at the moment. Don't get me wrong, it's not all roses. We are having some difficulties. I will come on to that as well, mainly with trying to diversify our business and a certain company not letting us, but I'll come on to that. So previously I've discussed that we were getting to a certain level, i.e. VAT, and we were worried about it. We were not sure whether to scale back the business and make it, rather than going for higher turnover, going for more profitability. So scaling back so that we didn't reach the VAT threshold, but we made more profit on what we were selling, which is all well and good if you can do. But here now we're primarily a clothing business, so margins can be, you know, a bit smaller than with other things. Don't get me wrong, there can be times that you spend £1 and make hundreds. That's obviously quite rare with clothing. But that said, I'm now dealing with a couple of huge wholesalers, and I can get pretty much as much clothing as I desire, and I'm paying exceptionally good value prices, which means there is money to be made. Don't get me wrong, some of the stuff I buy from there I can't make any money on at all. I have gone through, I mean, I've been dealing with them for about a year now with the main one that I use, and some of it has been very hit and miss. So I buy now mainly in wholesale. I will buy 25 or 20 kilo sacks of clothing. I'm given, or I've got a list rather from them of what categories I can purchase clothing in, be it vintage clothing, be it t-shirts, be it branded jeans, be it leather jackets, you know, that sort of thing. But I have absolutely no idea what is coming in those bags. All I know is I'll get 20 kilos and I'll pay X amount for that. I have no idea what I'm going to get. But what makes it worth doing for us is the cost isn't huge. So yes, we are risking money, but on the whole, we've made some errors. Some things simply just haven't worked. But on the whole, we now know which categories work for us, we can pretty much guarantee if we're spending £500 on 200 kilos of Levi's jeans or whatever, pretty much know what we're going to make from that. Obviously, it's really helped recently with eBay dropping fees for clothing, used clothing, which should see a fair decent bonus for us up until the end of the year. But also, the introduction of Vinted Pro has also opened up quite a new market for us. Now, previously, let's use t-shirts as an example. I would buy, say, 100 t-shirts from my wholesalers. 30 of them would be worth £10 and above. Fine, list them on eBay, because at £10, I buy it now of £10, after postage, so large letter or Hermes, or every rather, postable, let's say £2.90 that is, so we're down to roughly £7. Fees, I would have been paying, or normally would pay, approximately 15% of that £10, so another £1.50, plus my VAT, which I have to pay. I'll come on to VAT later. So at £10, I'm roughly getting £4.50 to £5 after fees and postage for that t-shirt. Now, but then I'd have another 70 t-shirts or whatever left over, where they're only valued like £5 to £7, so it's not worth my time on eBay selling that. At the moment, it is worth doing them if they're a bit lower value, because I haven't got the fees to pay. But Vinted Pro coming online now, in the past I rarely ever used Vinted. I've used it to buy stuff to flip on eBay, but since Vinted Pro has come online and I can sell on there legitimately as my business, I'm selling the t-shirts I could have sold on eBay, or were too cheap, if you like, to sell on eBay. I'm selling them on Vinted, so I'm selling them for £3-4 each. But because I don't have to pay any postage and I don't have to pay any fees, it's worth my time doing that. The upload process on Vinted is so quick and so easy. Literally, I hang a t-shirt up on that wardrobe door, click, 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 a few photos, blah, 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 done. It takes about 20 seconds a t-shirt. So it's worth it, in my mind, for the £3 or whatever it is I get. It's worth my time, it's worth doing. Now, that leads me on to another problem, which is Vinted Pro's been running now for, nearly a month. I've got quite a healthy balance in my Vinted balance, but I can't take any money out. Now, I know I'm not the only one this is happening to. I know that it's happening to quite a few businesses where we register, or I've registered on Vinted Pro, I've put my company number in, I've put my VAT number in, etc, etc. I've been accepted, I can list, I can sell. Then not only is there a delay from when the person receives their item, I have to wait 10, 12 days for that payment to come through to my balance, which is a bit weird. But at the moment, I can't withdraw it. They will not accept my documentation that I'm sending them to verify my account. They simply, I can't get an answer from them as to why. What they require is name, address, etc, etc, driving license or passport. Now my passport has expired, I've not used it for years, so I'm sending them my driving license. That's all absolutely fine. Then they ask for some information about the business, and they ask for your articles of association and proof of company registration. So I've been sending them my articles of association, which my accountants created when my new limited company was created, and I'm sending them, or started off by sending them, my business, my company's house registration certificate. They simply will not accept them. All I get is your documentation is incomplete. They won't tell me which piece is incomplete. So then I've tried sending them other information, other documentation, the download you can get off company's house of company and details with all the directors' details on, etc., bank statements, a myriad of other things. I've been declined, my ID has now been declined 15 times, but I don't get told why. Now, I've been on to Vinted customer service. They aren't the best. The information they gave me is I need to send them my French company information because Vinted are a French company. Well, I'm not, am I? I am not French. Well, I don't know why you can't tell I'm French. But I'm not French. I'm not registered in France. So what the hell are you on about? I said this to the person who sent me the message saying, I have no idea what these documents are. I'm in the UK, etc., etc. And their response was, well, I can see you've submitted some more information, so hopefully that will work. It didn't. So again and again. Now, some of my friends or people I know within reselling have had exactly the same problem. Some have managed to finally get verified. Some are still struggling like me. Some of them have got huge balances that they just can't touch. Mine's not too bad. Well, it's a fair amount. It's about £1,500. So twofold problems I now have with Vinted. They will not verify my identity, and they have suspended my account, or are very close to suspending my account, because I'm at the threshold of earnings without ID. But fingers crossed, I've been in contact with some people on a Discord that I'm on, and they've advised me on some documentation to send. I've done that today. Please let it work, because I'm seeing Vinted as a really, really good avenue for me. Because I'm a clothing reseller, the smaller items, I can make plenty of money on there. Plenty of money. I don't mind selling stuff on there for a couple of quid. It doesn't bother me, that, because it's literally bulk that I would be holding on to and either sell in a job lot or just hold on to according to my unit, the state my unit's in at the moment. So I'm seeing it as a great avenue to get rid of small fodder, if you like. Obviously, you can use it to sell much better items or much higher value items as well. I mean, I'm not selling crap, I'm selling decent stuff. But you can use it, it's a good avenue. I've put stuff on there. I haven't tried any cross-listing yet. I'm not looking at doing that. Unless something drastic happens with my eBay, I won't be doing that. I will be using them separately. As I say, eBay as my main income or main sales stream, and then Vinted as this backup where I can sell my lower end items, my bulk, and still bring money in. So previously that was at car boots or at job lots. Now, you know, selling t-shirts for 50p or something. Now I can sell them on Vinted for £3. It's bigger money. It's more revenue. It's more income. It's all better for me. So that's Vinted covered, in not the way I planned on doing it, but I have done. In terms of eBay, to go in more depth into what I'm now doing on eBay, I am now VAT registered and a limited company. My VAT is not what everyone thinks VAT to be. Everyone, when you think of being VAT registered, you think, it's 20% VAT, and you can reclaim your VAT on your phone and on your rent and on your. I'm not on that scheme. I'm on a fixed rate retail scheme where I pay 7.5% of my sales revenue as VAT. I can't claim any VAT back. Not that I particularly have a lot of VAT that I deal with. Obviously, I have some. My wholesalers, there's VAT on their invoices. There's VAT on my purchases. I rent a unit. There's some small VAT on that. But I don't do enough to justify being on the full VAT scheme, and it would cost me far more money being on the full VAT scheme than being on this special. I don't think it is the margin scheme. I'm not sure, but I'm by no means an expert in all this. This is why I have an accountant now, because they do all that for me. Although I've had some issues with them, and I have been late paying my VAT and got a fine. Thanks, HMRC. That should all be ironed out now. I'm fully VAT registered, fully limited company, etc., etc. That's led to having no holdback, if you like, on my eBay. So instead of streamlining and going more profitable, so only trying to sell stuff for a certain value. I've been that idea. I am hitting it massive. I am going big on eBay at the moment. I am listing, and the sales are incredible. From where I've been in the past, when I thought I've been doing quite well, you know, my target's been £100 a day of sales, and etc., etc. That's now, see ya. I've left that and I've gone, and I'm going up and up. I'm not, you know, bragging or anything. I'm not going into figures. I'm not going to give you figures. Let's just say I'm officially a 6-figure reseller. But that is by the by, in my opinion. The method I am using to get to that is bulk. I am selling, instead of selling, let's think, 60 to 80 items a week, I'm selling 250 to 300 items a week now. All of a good value. Don't get me wrong. I'm not. You know, I'm not literally, as I've said for the vintage stuff, I'm not putting on small value items on there. It's working really well. But it also means that I carry a hell of a lot of stock. So I am probably not the person to use as, you know, to follow. This works really well for me, although it is causing issues because I'm running out of room. I've got that much stock. I do need to find a warehouse or a big unit to work out of, but that can be offset by the fact that I'm earning enough money through my eBay to pay for that. My plan is that my Vinted will pay the rent of a unit. Now, unfortunately for me, I have been brought up and live in not the best area in the country. In terms of, it is a really, you know, it's a nice area, but the property prices are stupid, which means finding a unit to rent or a warehouse, the rents that people are asking is just astronomical, and I'm not paying that. I've got some contacts with some businesses I deal with who may have some space for me, so fingers crossed that comes up. If not, I'm looking for a warehouse, a unit, or whatever you want to call it, within the South Birmingham, West Midlands area. If anyone knows of any, please let me know, because that will mean my bulk can increase and I can sell more and more and more, and I have the room to do it and the capacity to do it. I have the suppliers to be able to do it. It's crazy, it really is. But that model might not work for everybody else. But it's what's got me more motivated into reselling again. It's what's working for me, and yeah, I'm enjoying it again. I'm enjoying the selling. I'm enjoying the buying. I'm getting good stock, and yeah, it's all good. I mean, I'd say 90% now of my stuff that I sell is from my wholesalers. Car boots, again, around this part of the world, have stopped for this year, except for a trickle of tiny little ones. I've not been getting much, unfortunately. Don't get me wrong, I've been getting quite a bit, but not that much to justify or to sustain even a full-time reseller from car boots. Charity shops have been tricky. Prices are very high at them. That's another story. But I am looking at that differently as well because of Vinted Pro. If I see something in a charity shop, what have I got here? Look, I've got some t-shirts here. Got an Iron Maiden t-shirt there. I found this in a charity shop for £4.50. Resale on it, not much. On eBay, probably £10.95. But on Vinted, I put on for £6. It's only £1.50 of profit, but I've got 15 of them, and it takes me 5 minutes to list them. Or you know what I mean? It's that sort of thing. So I'm looking at charity shops differently now. I don't mind buying the stuff because I know I can sell it really, really quickly on Vinted and only make a small profit, but that profit all adds up. Again, that model I appreciate does not work for many people, and I'm sure people are looking at me and going, you absolute shit, what are you doing that for? I only sell stuff for £50 or more. Well, I don't, because that does not work for me. That's how I do it, and I honestly don't care if people don't like that. That is what works for us, and it really is working. So yeah, so coming, that's, you know, how I'm sourcing now. Majority is wholesale, and no, I'm not telling you my wholesalers are. Going forward, as I say, we are looking for a warehouse which will increase our business massively. Fingers crossed that comes soon. I'll keep you all updated on that. I am going to try and do some more regular updates on what I'm buying, what I'm selling, and everything else. I know I've promised that. There's somebody at the door. It's my brother. So I'm going to go now. See you later.